Welcome to another episode of the Taboo Tater Tots Club. I almost forgot the name.
Where we talk about anything that interests us, whether it be taboo culture, taboo torture. Hello.
Are you okay?
I am currently having a stroke.
Okay, cool, wonderful.
I forgot my line.
Okay.
Where we talk about? Can I try again or?
I mean, we're rolling.
That sounded like that hurt.
A little bit. Slammed my elbow into the wonderful start. What a good start.
I know. Getting the humor right off the fucking back, aren't we?
Yeah. So, what you got prepared for us today?
So, well, first we always talk about how we're doing. You know, kind of.
Sure.
Roll with that, and then we'll get into today's main topic.
Okay.
Which, a little disclaimer, we both already know.
Yeah. How has your weekend been?
My weekend has been...
Plus Monday.
Yeah, because today's Tuesday, ain't it?
Yep.
I just realized that.
It's Tuesday, ain't it, bruv?
Don't ever do that again.
Okay. Fair.
It's been an emotional roller coaster. I will say that much.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's... I'm not comfortable elaborating more.
Okay, that's fine.
Just because that's my own personal struggles. So.
My wife is in college and she gets stipends from her scholarships every 3 or 4 months. And we just got one. It was almost $5,000.
God damn.
Yeah. She has to pay because she gets a student discount. She has to pay for Adobe, the entire Adobe suite, basically.
Yeah.
And that's usually $50, $60 a month, or $500 a year, something like that. I don't remember how much that comes out to. But since she's a student, she gets a discount, so it's only been $20 a month. But she just paid for an entire year, which was only $200.
Only that's actually not bad for Adobe.
Yeah, it's not
at all. How's she doing, by the way?
She's doing good. She's almost done with her first class of her third year, so she's just over halfway done. Right?
Everybody give her a round of applause.
Which she's going to be going into animation.
I personally believe that she deserves a round of applause. So.
Hell yeah. She,
that probably sounded wrong.
She, also got a bunch of little goodies for herself. She bought herself Stardew Valley again. This time it was on Steam. I think she has it on Xbox and Switch. She bought it on Steam though.
I've heard good things about Stardew though.
It's definitely interesting. I've tried it myself.
I've never tried it, so
I don't like games that don't really have a point to them. That's a little mean. What I mean by that is there's no structure.
There's no objective.
There's no real objective. There are multiple things that you can do, and you just do whatever you want. The only game I like that's like that is literally Minecraft.
I was about to say, I thought you liked Minecraft. Also,
that's the only one.
I have to cut you off for a second and say that was fucking adorable what Buddy just did.
Yeah.
He literally just jumped up on the couch that Nick is sitting on and flopped down on his leg. It was the cutest thing ever.
Yeah, it was pretty cute.
So, sorry to cut you off for that, but...
No, you're good.
I had a comment on that.
And of course, she spoiled me. I got myself a new tablet. It's a Galaxy S6 Lite.
And what are you going to be using that for? Obviously, I already know, but...
Mostly my own personal art projects. But one of the things that we're going to do is we're doing at least one, maybe 2 or 3 t-shirt designs where we're just going to get them for ourselves. And if this thing gets off the ground, which right now, thank you, by the way, we have 4 subscribers.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I've been promoting
I keep forgetting.
I've been promoting like nobody's business.
I know. I know exactly how to do it on Reddit and on Twitter, and I just haven't done it yet. I don't know why. I just keep forgetting.
Literally, I think it was yesterday, actually, I walked up to someone in Maverick who was having a conversation that seemed like something we would have, you know.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, hey, you should subscribe to Taboo Tater Tots. And keep in mind, I didn't know this person.
Uh-huh.
Or either person's, I guess, is a better way of putting it.
You should have just went up to him and be like, taste my nuke, bitch! And they would have been looked at you like, what the fuck are you on about?
But I literally walked up to these two people that I didn't know that were having a conversation on their own.
Uh-huh.
In the fucking corner where the fucking donuts are.
Oh, yeah?
And I'm like, hey, you would enjoy this.
Nice.
And they looked at me like I was on fucking drugs.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
Actually.
I don't think that they subscribed.
Probably not.
But
I just had a thought right now. You know there's a laser printing and engraving company right, like, in the middle of town? They could probably do our shirts.
if not, there's one in... We don't fucking live there. But,
yeah.
So I'm just gonna fucking say it. There's one in Paul that I heard on the radio.
Oh, okay.
So...
Yeah, that's definitely... I do like to keep things local as much as I can.
That's what I was thinking when I heard it on the radio. I was like, hold on. Yes, people listen to the fucking radio still.
Yeah.
Not many, but we do.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, there are places that do it local?
Yeah, I know of... Actually, there's two in the middle of town here. I think one specifically only does like laser printing and engraving. The other one definitely, I know for a fact, does shirts.
So, but yeah, I am 100% with you on keeping it local.
Yeah. As much as we can.
Hell, we might even be able to get a sponsorship thing going. Probably not.
Probably not right now, but later.
Later down the road, probably.
Probably, yeah. So, other than that, I got...
I love our little side tangents about the shirts.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for this.
I got a couple of action figures. I'm so into action figures. I got...
is. He never shuts up about them.
Oh.
He might as well just be an action figure with, like, his dick hanging out of his pants or something. I don't know. What do action figures do?
Pose actionly.
So, yeah, dick sticking out of your pants.
No.
Or is that something else?
That's something else.
Oh.
I got a classic Captain America, a very classic retro Beast from the X-Men. It's like from the 90s. It's not like a modern day action figure. It's one of the older ones. And then I just ordered for a Darth Sidious and an Ant-Man. I tried to get a classic Ant-Man, but those were like $40-$50, so I just stuck with the Quantum Mania Ant-Man, the newest one. That was only like $22, I think.
I hope you realize that I understood nothing of what you're saying.
Well, you know, other people...
Yeah, I know other people might.
You know Darth Sidious. That's Star Wars.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
That's Star Trek.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
I know my stars.
Okay, which is the one with blonde hair?
Which what?
Which is the star with the blonde hair?
The star with the blonde hair? Mark Hamill?
No.
Who?
Taylor Swift, you dumbass.
I'm talking about celestial bodies.
Star.
Yes.
Get it?
Yes, I understand.
I'm funny.
Yes, you're very funny.
I try.
No, actually, he's not Darth Sidious. I mean, Emperor Palpatine and Darth Sidious is the same thing, but different concepts. It's the Emperor. He only has a cane, and his little fingers are like...
Give me your booty. That's the only thing that popped in my head when he did that.
Okay. I also fixed up my car and did a couple other minor things here and there.
Yeah, and it looks pretty fancy now.
It doesn't look gimpy, because before we had...
It looked like you just drove it out of the ghetto.
A little bit. It's a Jeep Liberty. It's the soccer mom van of Jeeps. And we bought it, what?
Jeep Jipperties?
Jeep Jeopardies? Jeopardy.
Jimu the Limu?
Yes.
Emu,
Jimu. Iwo Jima. Fuck.
I was kidding.
What are we talking about?
I don't know.
It's a Jeep Liberty.
Dude, those things have some fucking power.
For little SUVs, they do, yes. They have a regular Jeep's engine in a much smaller, compact size.
Yeah, but they they vroom.
Yeah. But we bought it.
They vroom real well.
We bought it used, and it came with tires that were like 4 times too small. And so we started little by little buying correct size tires. A week ago, it had 2 big tires in the back and then 1 big tire as a spare. And I was going to say, oh, we only need 1 more tire and not have a spare. But now that my wife got her stipend, she's like, oh, just get 2 more tires and keep the spare. And so it is now level. It's not like its nose isn't tilted towards the ground.
It's no longer the ghetto mobile.
Yes, and we got the tires balanced, so it's not.
That was my favorite part.
It did help rock me to sleep. Actually, it was horrible because
my favorite part was when it dipped towards the ground.
Yeah.
Obviously, not like detrimentally.
Yeah, the vibration.
It gave it a little bit of character.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like a pug.
A pug.
Or a bulldog.
Sure. But no, the vibrations actually were really awful, especially when we would go to Twin or Pocatello. I probably shouldn't have said that, but that's fine. We don't live either of those places.
We've talked about Twin.
Well, yeah, but
before.
we've said like T-City.
No, we've straight up said Twin.
Twin Falls? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, either way.
And let's be honest, even if we disclose where we are by accident and don't even fucking realize it, who's gonna fucking track us down?
I mean, as long as we don't blow up.
We're 2 fucking retards sitting on 2 different couches with a dog on your lap and another dog that looks like a dick.
Yes, but thank you for that imagery. But
does he not look like a dick from this angle?
Yes. The thing is, even though I have done my best to separate my personal online activities and this stuff, you never know who can find what.
Exactly. Like, I know where you live.
I know you know where I live. I've taken you there.
I know what you drive.
Yes, my car is outside.
See? Hacker man.
I am not worried about you. I am worried about other people.
You should
who could be listening.
You should be worried about me. Because I can be evil.
Okay, that's fine.
You wake up in the middle of the night, I'm just figuring
Okay, you want to know something else that I bought? For actually, both for me and my wife. No, shut up. I bought something called... this is not sponsored. I bought something called a life card. It is a small... I think it's half vinyl, half metal. It's the size of a credit card, a little bit bigger. And it's like that thin, like maybe an inch and a half thin. You can take it apart, and it's a gun. A single shot gun. You put a .22 bullet, you fire it, and it's a gun.
I know what you're talking about.
Yes. We purchased one of those. So go ahead, try it.
Well, you didn't even let me finish my sentence before you cut me off.
Okay, go ahead. Finish your sentence.
You wake up in the middle of the night, I'm just fingering my belly button next to your bed. Viewers, I am a strange dude.
A strange dude?
Did I not say strange?
You said it a little strangely.
Because I'm a strange dude.
Okay.
And he hates when I do that, but I think it's fucking hilarious.
Only because I know what my own belly button smells like when I don't clean it.
Hold on.
What?
You're supposed to clean your belly button?
Yes.
Legitimately did not know that.
Well, the thing is, I have, like, an indent around my belly button because I grew up fat. And I always put my belt line on my belly button, so there's a little bit of an indent.
Yeah.
And when I shower, water and soap doesn't naturally roll into it.
Okay, so it's not... it just happens to me naturally, I guess.
It could. I don't know. But, like...
Because my belly button gets wet pretty easily.
Okay.
That's a weird sentence.
I'm just saying, if I go without showering for a few days, I can smell my own belly button.
I mean, you could smell your own belly button if you fucking stuck your nose in it.
Anyway. What's our main topic for the day, Morgan?
Yeah. It's definitely not belly button sniffing.
I mean, we can talk about belly buttons if you want. I knew a dude that didn't have one.
Is that possible?
I guess!
I thought the umbilical cord is where belly button do things.
I don't know. He didn't have one.
What the fuck? Did they cut off his belly button?
I don't know.
That is so weird.
He couldn't show us because he was a teacher, and that would be pretty fucking weird. But yeah, he like flattened out his shirt and pulled down his pants a little bit with his shirt still on, you know, covering.
Yeah.
And he's like, see, there's nothing there. And he would poke, and the shirt did not go inside anything because there's nothing there.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So I'm like, do you have like, is it like on your side or your back or your knee? And he's like, I do not have one. And I'm like, how the fuck?
So I'm not the only one that's like, how the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just glad I'm not the only one.
Yeah. He never explained it to us. I don't know if he just didn't know or if he was fucking with us or what. And he was a biology teacher, so like, what the fuck?
That seems like something he would teach.
Yeah.
Or at least touch on, you know.
Yeah.
That poor man, he will never know the joy of fingering a belly button.
I suppose.
Anyways, O.J. Simpson.
Yay! We mentioned him last show.
Have a seat up on my knee, lad.
Okay. Yeah, today's the 16th, so he died just a few days ago. Would have been, what, Thursday, I think?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
The Juicatron.
The Juicatron.
The
Juice. The Juice.
The Jutron.
I was gonna say, if he was Jewish, it would just be the Juice.
He would just be the Jew.
The Juice.
So, I did a little bit of research, as you know.
Uh-huh.
Not a whole lot. So, kind of interested how this debate's going to go on that front.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't have as much information as I would want going into a debate.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm assuming you're,
I'm on team fuck 'em.
Jeffrey Epstein requests your location.
Epstein?
Yeah.
Epstein.
Whatever.
Close enough. They probably both. I'm not going to finish that sentence, actually.
That's probably a good idea. Anyways, so I don't have enough or as much information as I would like. I know the bare bones basics.
Yes.
But are you...
Dogs.
Cat.
Gentlemen.
Taco.
Stop.
Not in the house. Not in the house, guys.
They were fighting.
Wrestling.
Anyway, you were saying?
I forgot.
Nice.
What was I saying?
Do I something?
Oh, what point of the spectrum are you on?
Asperger's.
The OJ spectrum.
Tan.
The controversy! Guilty, not guilty.
A Whopper, please.
Did he do it or did he not?
Did he black?
Yes.
Does Bruno Mars is gay?
Both, yes.
No, he definitely killed him. Definitely.
Killed them or him?
Them.
Okay.
His ex-wife and her friend.
I think they were more than friends.
Well, that's what they say in all the interviews and stuff. But yeah, probably.
That's just my personal retarded opinion.
Yeah.
But, I think I don't have enough information. Mm-hmm. But as of right now, I am leaning towards not guilty.
And why is that?
Well, for starters, there's the controversial glove scene. Mm-hmm. Which you said something about Alzheimer's medicine?
What?
Was that it?
Alzheimer's medicine?
AIDS medicine?
What?
It started with an A. You said that he made his hands bigger.
Oh, it was arthritis. He didn't... Like, the day before, or maybe 2 days before, he knew he was going to put on the glove. He didn't take his arthritis medicine, specifically so that his hands could, like, be swollen. So it would be harder to put the glove on. That's what I've heard. Many different sources I've heard that from.
Yeah, well, I haven't seen anything about it, so I have to work on the assumption that the glove don't fit, so you must have quit.
Right.
I didn't think that was an actual saying, by the way.
Yeah, no, I told you it was.
I didn't believe you. But apparently it is, so bravo to you.
Yay. There's actually another piece of evidence that was pretty damning in my opinion that I'm going to look up super quick here.
Okay. And then there was the infamous car chase. Mm-hmm. He didn't necessarily drive.
No.
As someone who was trying to get away.
No, it wasn't him. It was his friend who was driving the car. He put a gun to his head and said, "Hey, drive me to my house or else I'm going to kill myself."
No, because there was only one person in the vehicle. They thought there was two.
How many people were in the Bronco?
Bro, I literally just watched the fucking video. That's a cool ring, by the way.
Thank you.
It's like rainbowy, and you're gay.
It says he was spotted in the Bronco with close friend and former teammate Al Cowlings driving through Southern California on the interstate with OJ in the back.
Okay, was Al black?
Al Cowlings. Yes.
Oh, wait, he might have been the guy yelling at the Bronco.
Who?
In the video, he might have been the guy yelling at the guy in the Bronco.
I don't know.
But the fucking news reporter was like, OJ's in the passenger seat. And my immediate thought was, who the fuck is driving?
Yeah, it was his friend.
Okay. Well, another thing is, when OJ got out of the car...
Yeah.
He didn't act like he was trying to run. He calmly walks to the house. And on top of that, the cops told him that he was going to be charged with the double murder. Mm-hmm. Anybody being told that would freak out. That should not be an admission of guilt.
Well, yeah.
If I told you, or if I was a cop and I told you that you were going to be arrested for a double homicide, how are you going to react?
I honestly don't know.
Exactly. They asked him to surrender. Mm-hmm. Some people might surrender. Other it's the fight or flight response, really, if you think about it. OJ had the flight response. People that turn themselves in are having the fight response. The let's fight this fucking bullshit response. Neither of which should be a statement of guilt.
Yeah.
So, but I didn't realize that there was someone driving the car. That wasn't OJ. Yeah. That part confused me because they were like, OJ's in the passenger seat. I was like, then who the fuck is driving?
Yeah, he had a gun up to his head. He was going to kill himself.
I do know that.
Yeah.
And he had some narcissistic traits in him. I do know that much.
As apparent by the book that he wrote.
He wrote a book?
Yes. He wrote a book called If I Did It. Going into detail. Very horrific, gruesome, bloody detail of, quote, what he would do if he actually did it.
Interesting.
Yes. And the thing is, it goes into so much detail that cops have come out and confirmed who worked that scene that night that, hey, wait a minute, only the murderer could know that.
Or someone who lived there.
Or would have witnessed it, I suppose.
You got to remember that at one point, Nicole Brown and O.J. Simpson were married. There is nothing that denies or supports that they lived in that particular house together.
No, they did not.
At one point in time.
No, they did not. It has been confirmed. They lived with each other, and then when they got divorced, she moved into a completely separate house, and O.J. never lived in that house.
Well, then there would have been visits or something at the bare minimum.
I suppose.
So he knew the terrain. So that's kind of a moot point for me. There are obviously ways, without committing a crime, to know the location.
Okay, but the thing is...
This was in the late 90s, right?
94.
94, so early 90s. Google Earth was a relatively new thing. Google Earth it.
The crime scene?
Before it was a crime scene.
Okay, but what I'm talking about, these details that this book talks about, doesn't just talk about the terrain and what the front stoop looked like and everything. They're talking about like patterns of blood spatter and how many times they were stabbed in total and where they were stabbed and different things like this that only Nicole Brown, her friend, and the murderer would know. Those are the only 3 people on Earth who would know these kinds of details. And OJ talked about those specific details in his book.
Was the book written before or after the trial?
About 3 or 4 years after.
You poor, poor innocent man-child. First of all, there is a science field that is specifically, and I forget the terminology for it.
Forensics?
No, it's a forensic blood spatter type thing. Someone who studies the actual blood spatters.
Hey Morgan, when did forensics become a thing in criminology? 1997.
Officially or unofficially?
Officially.
That's where you're wrong, because unofficially they had forensic evidence in this case, but it was widely discredited because of the relative nudity of... Nudity? Is that the word? Newness?
Newness, I guess? I don't know.
Nudes.
Sure.
Of forensic evidence. But blood splatter forensics is a different story. We are specifically talking about people who did not trust DNA forensics because it was a relatively new field. Okay. The science of blood spatter science has been around for fucking decades.
Okay.
And it's literally, the person was standing here, they were hit by this object while the subject was standing here. Mm-hmm. You know, shit like that. Yeah. You know, really it just kind of helps recreate the story. I forgot what the point of that was. Oh, you can interview blood splatter scientists, people. Mm-hmm. You can, and at the trial, which obviously he had a first-hand experience in, they review or reveal the location of the stabs, the amount of stabs, and a bunch of other shit. They lay it all out on the table.
Not 100% of everything.
Well, yeah, but majority of it.
Okay.
So, that's how he would know the blood splatter. That's how he would know the stab wounds and all that fun stuff.
Okay, those things are just examples.
I'm just saying, I'm debunking on what little information I do have.
Okay.
Which, again, is not much.
Mm-hmm.
But I also have extensive knowledge about the law enforcement community and the background behind all that. So, mm-hmm. But I didn't know about the forensic evidence
being talked about in the book.
No, back in, what did you say?
90. Well, what are you talking about specific?
When it became a part of criminology officially.
Yeah, it was like 96, 97, something like that.
So,
and I think the book was written in 96.
Officially, it's not accepted in the criminology world. Mm-hmm. Because it has to prove itself. With anything we as humans deal with, it has to prove itself. Like, for example, your phone. You wouldn't have bought it if it had a reputation for exploding.
Maybe. You don't know.
Yeah, well, we are pretty fucking psychotic. But I digress. Mm-hmm. Do you see my point?
Yeah.
So, they revealed the stab wounds, mm-hmm. The locations of the stabs at the fucking trial. So, he would know. Mm-hmm. Especially because he was there firsthand. Mm-hmm. At the court mm-hmm. thing. So, it's not that far of a stretch to believe that he reached out to a blood spatter specialist.
Okay. Let's move past that.
Okay.
Another reason why I
debunked your thing though.
A tiny bit, sure.
Okay.
Another reason why I believe he did it is because O.J. Simpson had a very large pool and a guest house in the back of his property. And with that, he had a pool boy. And as he returned home from allegedly killing his ex-wife, the exact same time that he would have, his pool boy comes up front as he's entering the house. And as he's entering the house, the pool boy says, "I'm going to go. Is that okay, Mr. Simpson?" And he goes, "Yeah, that's fine." And as he's entering the house, he sees a bunch of shit on him, like all over his hands, all over his face, all over his clothes. He said it looked like motor oil. And they said, "Do you think that it could be blood?" And he says, "Yeah, that it would have the same exact consistency as blood would." And they asked him about that, and he said something about, "Oh, I was looking at my car," whatever. And yeah, that's just one more thing on top of everything else that leads me to believe that he did it.
Yeah, but then again, that is circumstantial evidence.
Okay, let me ask you this: Are you asking me from a legal standpoint if he did it, or are you asking me from me knowing what I know? Do I think he did it? Like, do you
from your personal standpoint?
Okay, so I don't care about circumstantial evidence. That's law shit. That's in the court of law. I don't care. I think he did it because there is so much evidence pointing to him doing it, whether it's circumstantial evidence or real evidence or whatever, that there's no way in my mind that I can square that away with him not doing it.
Again, I'm not saying he didn't do it, and I'm not
Right.
saying that he did do it because I don't have enough information myself to support either fact. I am, even though it simply seems like I'm advocating for not guilty, you know, the reality is I'm just putting questions out there that I would ask.
Okay.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah. Because if we're going purely by a lawful standpoint, yeah, no, he didn't do it because a jury of his peers said that he didn't do it. Even though the jury of his peers was full of shit. That's how the law works.
The majority of them was African American. In other words, they were fucking black as hell.
Sure, but they, the prosecutor, I think, or I don't remember who is the one that selects the jury, but the person who selected each member of the jury said later that he specifically looked for both white and African American and a couple Latino people, specifically who knew him from being a football player.
Okay. And that's another reason that I can be unbiased about this.
Yeah.
I don't know football. I don't care about football.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I didn't even know that OJ was a football player until today. And I didn't know that he was in movies until today.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know he wrote a book.
Yeah. I think he wrote like 2 or 3. But
the point is, based on the evidence that I have and the points you have made, I can't necessarily convict him with guilt beyond a reasonable doubt.
You want to know? It's kind of funny.
Even without looking at the glove
Sure.
thing, you know.
Sure. So there's mountains of evidence for and against. In my mind, I believe the evidence for guilt far outweighs the evidence against guilt. But the one thing that absolutely cinches it in my fucking mind isn't even evidence. It didn't happen during the trial. It's literally the fact that he's so smug and pretentious about it and that he jokes about it. There is one specific interview that he had, I think it was like 4 or 5 years after the fact, that just locks it in my mind that yes, this motherfucker did it. This woman was interviewing him, and before the interview, he called him and said, "Yeah, I'm on my way, and I got a surprise for you," something like that. And so she gets into the interview room, and he's already there, and he's hiding behind the door, and he has an actual sharpened knife, and he pushes her against the threshold of the door, and he goes, "Ah!" like pretends to stab at her. And this woman is just pissing herself. And she's like, "Was that your surprise?" And he's like, "Yeah, pretty funny, huh?"
That is pretty
like,
funny.
I'm paraphrasing what happened here, but that's the gist of it.
That is pretty funny if you ask me.
Like, I just saw that, and I'm like, yeah, no, that motherfucker did it. What the fuck is wrong with him?
Okay, so I'm going to make you question that a little bit.
Okay, sure.
I'm not going to disagree with you completely and say that's not fucked.
Okay.
It's fucked.
Yeah.
But it's a funny kind of fucked.
Yeah.
It's fucking hilarious. So, at that point, you said it was, what, 5 years?
Something like that, yeah.
After the trial?
It was like 2000, 2001.
And he's been ridiculed and ashamed, or had shame thrown his way from the day of the trial on. Until the day he died. On the 14th, was it?
I believe so, yes.
One of the very few ways to actually be able to cope is...
humor.
Exactly. So, and you and I both have a morbid sense of humor. I wouldn't even say morbid. Fucked.
Yeah.
sense of humor.
Yeah.
Doesn't it stand the reason that he could have an even more fucked sense of humor?
I suppose.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
And he could have stabbed the bitch right then and there.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And then drank her own, or piss or something, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the fuck he would do. But he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
He was laughing.
Mm-hmm.
And how did she react after the fact? You know, after everything calmed down.
Mm-hmm.
Did she become uncomfortable from the get-go, you know? Or was it, oh my god, it's the Jew?
Yeah, she said that she was so uncomfortable afterwards that she didn't even want to continue with the interview, but she knew that basically her job was on the line.
Yeah, but it's also a question of why didn't he do it then?
Because cameras were on him.
He had the opportunity.
Because the cameras are on him.
In the moment, for a lot of killers, that doesn't fucking matter.
Okay.
If anything, some killers...
Killers.
I kill you!
Yes.
Some killers like the publicity.
Mm-hmm.
For example, I think it was the... I almost said Jeffrey Epstein again.
Dahmer?
No, it was a serial killer. He was
Dahmer?
like... Is that the only serial killer you know?
That's also named Jeff, yeah?
No, it doesn't have anything to do with Jeff.
Okay.
He, like, shot people in their cars while they were fucking.
The Zodiac?
Thank you.
Okay.
He sent letters to the media to, one, taunt police investigators, but two, to get the recognition he believed he deserved.
Right, but not all killers are like that.
Correct. Not all. But we don't know what kind of, if any, killer OJ was.
Well, if he was a killer, obviously he wouldn't be like the attention because he pled not guilty. Well, actually, I don't know. Maybe. Because he did write a fucking book about it.
I'm making you question something, aren't I?
Shut up.
Did you get possessed by OJ?
No.
I'm going to see if I can track down his book now. That'd be interesting.
It's, actually, I'm going to look on Amazon to see if, they have it in print. Because I think they have it on digital, but if I, and then, oh yeah, paperback. It's $12.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
I don't know though. There's a lot of question marks for me still.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, we'll never know for sure, but...
Because everybody at that crime scene is dead.
Yeah?
Or is probably dead.
Yeah, because people think that he had an accomplice.
I could see that.
There was literally...
I could also see him not doing it.
There was a... in the same search result on Amazon, there was another book called If We Did It. Which is basically the same book, but if he had an accomplice.
You know, it's bizarre to me that you would write a book about a murder that you committed. You know, like, why would you do that?
I would say just because the little video that you watched on YouTube mentioned how he was just that black kid from across the tracks. How he grew up in a very small neighborhood in a ghetto, and he came from nothing, and he became
nothing.
Also nothing, but you know,
he became a dead nothing.
Yes, but he became a fucking star. He became a movie star and a football star and a worldwide sensation that everybody in the entire world, people from the UK and Mexico and Canada, were tuning in to look at this fucking freak show. You know, all eyes were on him at one point in his life.
Mexico isn't part of the world.
The first world. Yes, they're not.
Or the second, or the third, or the fourth, or the fifth.
Okay.
Casual racism.
What was I gonna say? Oh, he didn't want everybody to know that he did it, obviously, because he would go to jail. But because double jeopardy isn't a thing in America. You cannot be tried for the same crime twice. In other places in the world, like the UK, you can. Yeah. But once that trial was over, he got cocky. Because he's like, well, if I tell everybody, if I say everything but literally I did it, then nothing's going to happen to me. They can't retry me. So, in a way, I suppose you're kind of correct. Maybe he did want the fame of it. Maybe he did want the grandeur of it all.
I don't know. It's still a big red question mark for me.
I just... The biggest question on my mind of how can you not think that he did it is...
You gotta remember, I don't have enough evidence to form an opinion.
You're agnostic on this. Yeah, I got it.
So, you are being unfair to me in that sense.
Okay, fine. Biggest question on my mind of how can I sway you to my side is... Oh, shit.
We're good.
Is,
I'll stop playing with that.
Yeah. Is, why would an innocent man write a book like that?
Well, we do know that he lost a lot of money during the trial. Mm-hmm. And then he lost a lot of money during the civil suit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Book authors make a good chunk of change. And what's the one thing he can capitalize off of?
I mean,
whether or not he did it, that's unrelated to this.
Uh-huh.
He wrote a book about how he either did or would have done it. Yeah.
Right, but I just feel like an innocent man, even if he did want to capitalize on it and make money off of it, I feel like the book title would have been something like 10 Reasons Why I Didn't Do It. Or like...
My ex-wife is dead. See why. That sounds like a BuzzFeed article.
Yeah, it does. I just don't understand why an innocent man would title a book If I Did It. Like, the book could have the same premise, just titled something different.
Maybe he's preaching his not his evidence, his innocence.
I don't know, man. All I know is he absolutely did it.
What if I told you that I was the accomplice?
I would not believe you because you're white.
So?
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know if OJ was white, racist against white people or not.
You don't know if OJ is white.
He could have a splash of white in his blood. I don't know.
That's what you almost said.
Yeah, I know. But I'm gonna pause it right quick. I'm gonna take a piss and then I'm gonna take the dogs out and then back in a second. All right, after a quick yank of the hog, we're back.
I don't ever want to hear those words come out of your mouth again. I don't care who you are pretending to be.
Okay.
So, moving on from the controversial stuff, let's have something more heartwarming.
Hogwarming?
Shut up. That is not what I said, and you know it.
Okay, sorry. I'll stop.
It's not funny.
Okay.
Even though I'm laughing, it's not funny. I have something in my lungs.
Oh? Okay.
So, as I'm sure we've talked about by now, I have dogs.
Dogs.
Specifically, two.
Dogus.
Two Doges.
Perritos.
And you have a dog, right?
I have uno perrito.
You could go to the store.
What? And buy another dog?
Oh, that means dog?
It means puppy, but yes.
It sounded like a drink.
No.
I thought it'd be fun to share some crazy animal stories, I guess. Crazy meaning, funny, retarded.
I have a string of stories
As
that
do
are all related.
Okay,
so,
well, if it's okay with you, I want to start with mine first. Because this just happened.
Okay.
So, while you were in the bathroom, I went out with the dogs, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
And, Taco was sniffing around looking for a place to piss. And Buddy walks up probably 3 feet away and just starts kicking up dirt in Taco's face.
Oh.
And then he looks at Buddy with this, or looks at Taco with, this shit-eating grin. And then he just runs off.
Oh. Just like a drive-by dirt kicking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Poor Taco.
Taco gave me
Taco.
most, fucking heartbroken look, Dad, do something.
You're gonna let him get away with that?
So.
Yeah.
And that's where I got the idea for this segment.
That's very cute. Poor dog. So this story, like all good stories, starts in a gamer cave.
Also known as your teenage bedroom.
No. So this story takes place about 6-7 years ago. I was with my ex-wife. We were living with a friend. And they had a garage that they turned into a spare bedroom. And that's where me and my wife were staying. Ex-wife. And at the time, we only had a mattress on the floor. And so we went out and we had gotten some pizza, Little Caesars pizza. And I was playing video games in this shed turned bedroom. Or garage turned bedroom. And we had my dog, who I currently have. Her name is Raichu. Yes, like the Pokemon.
So, same dog.
Same
just
dog.
To clarify, for
Yes.
my sake.
Yes.
Okay.
This is why we call her Pizza Thief.
By the way, I fucking love Raichu.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm aggressive. Pet me.
Yeah. I'll bite you. Pet me.
Yeah, and then I'm going to continue to act aggressive while you're petting me.
Yes, she's a very funny dog. She has quite the personality on her.
And I'm not a fan of rat dogs.
She's not a rat dog, she's a sausage dog.
That's the same thing to me.
Okay. Well, she's part rat terrier, so.
But she has a special place for me, so she can live.
She is a quarter rat terrier, a quarter chihuahua, and 1/2 wiener dog. Because her dad was full-blooded wiener dog.
I just realized I've talked about my dogs, but we didn't talk about yours.
Yeah, we haven't talked about my dog a whole lot.
God damn, I'm selfish.
That's okay. It's not that you're selfish, you just like to interrupt. And that's okay.
I don't do it on purpose either.
I know
That's
you don't.
the worst part.
I know you don't. I know.
It's just who I am,
I know.
I'm just like, hey, did I tell you about this?
Yeah. So, we have like 4 or 5 boxes of Little Caesars, and we each get our own box. And my wife put hers up on, ex-wife put hers on like a shelf, and I just had it next to me while I was gaming. And I thought, oh, it's okay if I leave it next to the dog as long as I'm here. But what I didn't think about, oh, I have to go to the bathroom. I should put this up. I left it there. And this pizza had one single slice taken out of it. And when I got back, the entire pie was clean but bread. All of the sauce, all of the cheese, all of the toppings, gone. 10 minutes.
What? Also, you spend 10 minutes in the bathroom?
Yes, I do, because I enjoy having my quiet time. Some people's safe space is their shed or their garage or the kitchen or whatever. Mine is the bathroom. Okay, I like to take my time. Especially when I go number 2. I don't like to like force it out. And anyway, 10 minutes. All of the sauce, all of the cheese, all of everything except for the bread. Even some of the bread was nibbled into. Fast forward about a year later, same thing happened.
You gotta admit though, that's fucking impressive.
It was impressive, very impressive.
Like, you can't even be upset. You gotta admire it.
A little bit, yeah. But I guess long story short, this happens at least 3 other times, and you think I'd learned my lesson. Fast forward again to I think this was yesterday. No, we got the stipend on Saturday, so it would have been Saturday. Fast forward to this past Saturday, so like 4 or 5 days ago. We get Domino's. And it wasn't the pizza this time, thank God. However, it was even worse.
Was it the brownies?
It was the brownies.
How did I get that right first try?
Thank fucking God there was only 2 brownies left. Because if she would have eaten all of the brownies, she would probably be dead.
Actually, that's a common misconception. Chocolate does not kill dogs.
It just makes them violently ill.
It makes them very, 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 very sick.
Yes.
But they will not die.
No, they won't.
Um,
Her guts would have been inside out.
Wait, they aren't already?
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's sad.
But no, she every single time we put her out for the entire weekend, she would be eating grass. And we're like, oh, her stomach's upset. But yeah, she's our little thief. And
I know someone whose dog, I don't remember what they said the breed was, but it's smaller than yours.
Mm-hmm.
I know. How's that possible?
Probably just a full-blooded Chihuahua.
I think you might be right, actually.
Yeah. Because usually anything smaller than that is either a teacup version of a regular dog or just a Chihuahua.
Well, regardless, she got into a box of chocolates. Mm-hmm. And we're not talking like the little boxes of chocolates. It was like a variety pack of chocolate.
Uh-huh.
And it was like stacked, too.
Yeah.
So, the dog got into this and eats all of it.
My God.
Then proceeds to go and eat a Hershey's bar.
Mm-hmm.
That dog threw up for 3 days.
Oh my God. I bet. Yeah.
But after that, completely fine. I honestly don't know where that fucking myth comes from.
I don't know.
It's fucking retarded.
Probably some wine mom that's like, oh, honey, don't give your dog chocolates. That, it'll kill him.
Yeah. Something like that.
Old wives' tale. But this is how fucking spoiled and how much of an attitude my dog has. When I was working at the internet company,
maybe we should get a t-shirt made that just says the internet company.
The internet company, yeah.
I think that'd be kind of funny.
My mom calls and she said, hey, the dog went outside and tried to because there's 3 steps up to my door. She tried jumping off the first step onto the pavement, and we think that she broke her leg because she's crying and crying and crying. And I'm like, okay, well, I told my boss, like, hey, I think my dog broke her leg. I need to take her to the vet. And she was cool about it. The day was almost done. We only had like 3 hours left. And
but I also get the feeling that if your boss was cool with it, then it doesn't matter where in the workday you were.
Probably not, no, because she was also a dog person, so she probably understood.
And was she a good boss?
90% of the time, yes. There was one extremely awful time that I didn't like her at all. But
was that her fault 100%, or was there a variety of factors?
I suppose there were a variety of factors. So, like, overall, she was a good boss. Very good boss. Okay. Anyway, I go home. And this fucking dog, I open the door, and this goddamn dog, she had her one leg out, and she was like kind of scooting. She didn't want to get up or nothing, but as soon as she saw me, jumped right up, ran up to me, and started hopping on her back legs, trying to get to me to smooch me. And I'm like, you faked it. You just wanted me to come home. She was totally fine. She was absolutely fine.
This is not the story I thought it was.
No, I guess not. But
that is very cute, though.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. It wasn't cute that I missed a couple hours of work, but still. I mean, it was worth it. If she had actually broken her leg, I would have felt awful if I hadn't.
Yeah, or if you had waited.
Yeah.
Isn't she the one that broke her hip?
Not broken. We think she dislocated it.
Because that's the story I was thinking of.
Yeah, she, just recently, I think like 2 or 3 months ago. Well, she healed up completely 2-3 months ago, so this would have been like 4 or 5 months ago that this happened.
And then didn't she like re-irritate it? Recently?
Yeah, so we thought she had completely healed because she was jumping up and down off of the bed, and then she messed it up, and it was messed up again for about a week, but that healed up pretty quick.
Okay, so that's good. I never heard anything about it after that, so.
Yeah, basically, she has these stairs, this wooden set of stairs my grandfather built for the dog we had before her. But she has been ever since our landlord put in laminate flooring instead of carpet. They took out the carpet. Ever since then, she's been having trouble getting up and down off the couch where my mom sits in the living room.
How does she do with your mom, out of curiosity?
Wonderful. She has her days. She has her moods. Sometimes she doesn't want to leave my side, and sometimes she doesn't want to leave my mom's side. And my current wife now is the harlot.
What do you mean by that?
She doesn't want anything to do with my wife unless she has nummies or nobody else is in the house. we like to say that my wife is the spare human.
She's the human you keep under the brick.
Sure.
Instead of spare key.
Yeah. But she just one day tried to jump up on the couch, and she slipped, and my mom wasn't fast enough to catch her, and she just landed on her hip, and then she was crying, screaming bloody murder, and I guess my mom, because I think I was like either at work or uptown or something when this happened, she just couldn't move it at all without screaming her head off. And then my mom like looked up what to do if they dislocate their hip, because I don't know what made her think that was it from the get-go, but she did. She looked it up, and she like moved around the muscle and everything. She's like, yeah, no, it's definitely dislocated. And she did what the thing said. She like held the paw up to the stomach and then kind of smacked the side of her fist and popped it back into place. And then she screamed once and then stopped screaming. But she definitely had a limp after that for about 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, well, it's also a matter of, the smaller injury over the bigger injury,
Yeah.
It's kind of like somebody's threatening to blow their brains out. Do you let them do that, or do you shoot them in the arm?
I understand what you're trying to say, but that's a very strange way to put it.
I'm referencing a Criminal Mind episode.
Oh, okay.
That I watched probably last night.
I see.
So that's where that came from.
But yeah, no, that scared the shit out of us because we're like, well, if it doesn't start healing up after a month, which is what it said online that we found, then we would take her to the vet. But she slowly started putting weight on it gradually, and she's fine now.
Yeah, 95% of what you'll run into as a dog parent. Am I the only one that hates owns or owner?
I don't like it.
In terms of dogs?
Yeah.
Slaves, on the other hand.
No.
Oh. I thought that was something we could have a mutual agreement on.
No.
I'm totally kidding.
Of course. Me and my wife have a special term for it, which I can go into. There's a little bit of a backstory, but...
Go for it.
So, I don't know how this happened. I don't know if my wife had already had this kind of language, because everybody has a language for dogs, right? Yeah. You either talk to them like you had a baby, like this, you talk to them like this, or you kind of have a little bit of a cutesy voice, but not too bad. But,
or the, hey, fucktard, get over here.
Yeah. So, do you remember... I know you know nothing about modern day SpongeBob, but do you remember the older episode?
I've seen an episode or two of modern day.
Have you seen the episode where he goes to rock bottom and they all talk like...
Yep, that is a classic.
We have that for the dog, but with an F. So if you want to say the dog's sniffing something, you say the dog is sniffing something. All the S's are F's. So the stinking dog is sniffing something. That's how we talk to the dog. I don't know who I'm pretty sure my wife started it. I don't know if it was something that she did to her dogs or if she just came up with it specifically for our dog. But I think something that had something to do with it was that this dog is...
Sorry to cut you off, but back the fuck up.
What?
From the mic.
Oh. I am pretty close from the mic, aren't I? Sorry.
Pretty close from the mic? You were peeking it. So.
Oh, was I?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Sorry.
You've been peeking it for like 5 minutes.
Sorry.
And I just now said something about it. I was like, maybe he'll notice, We should have like a secret gesture or something to back up. Okay. That means die, not back up.
Okay.
Unless you are backing up into the grave.
My dog is the sneezingest, snortingest dog I've ever met. Like, you know how dogs will when they're playing.
Buddy.
Yeah.
Wait, where the fuck are my dogs?
Talker's right there and Buddy's right next to him.
Oh, okay. I couldn't see him. I was like, that's not normal.
Raichu does that just all the fucking time. When she stretches, when she needs to go outside, when she's hungry, if she needs something or is doing something specific, she will sniff. And that's what we say. Whenever we will copy her by going sniff, and then she'll sniff again because we were making fun of her.
It's possible that that's just her way of getting your attention. Like, hey, I need to take a shit.
Yeah, she'll stand right in if she's with my mom, she'll stand right next to the door and sniff. But if she's in the room with us, she'll get off the bed and stand right in the middle of the doorway and stare at either one of us and just continue to sniff every like 20 seconds until we're like, okay, we'll put you out. Sure.
We'll put you out.
Outside. But yeah, one of her nicknames is Fniffy. Because she's a very fniffy dog.
I think she does that just to get your guys' attention.
Probably, yeah.
So, I was on, I'm just going to say vacation one time.
Okay.
And my brother was dog sitting.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, I was living upstairs.
Okay.
So I had left the door open without knowing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
And there was an AC in my window.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the window ACs where you like pull the slats out and...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Okay.
My brother was on his phone and all of a sudden he was like, wait, where is Buddy? So he starts looking around and he can't find Buddy anywhere. So he goes upstairs and as he's climbing the stairs, you just hear, "Arr!
Yeah.
And so
Taco's like, shut up, dude.
he comes up the stairs and turns and just sees Buddy's ass sticking through the window.
Oh, yes.
Of the upstairs second story window.
Uh-huh.
And he is just dangling by his hind legs. Like, what? Come here. I'm sorry, was I mocking your kind? I thought I'll probably do it again. So, but Buddy somehow manages to turn around and look at my brother and go, a little help here?
Yeah.
And after the whole, you know, what the fuck moment.
Mm-hmm.
What? Why are you whining? Huh? What are you upset for? Okay, cool. So, after the whole what the fuck moment, he grabs Buddy and pulls him back in. What? What do you want? Huh? You want my pillow? You can have that. Well then come here. You tard.
We are experiencing technical difficulties.
Taco cool.
Taco cold difficulties.
Dog titties.
No.
What? Do you want dog titties? Is that what you want? Huh? Okay, bye.
Come on, Taco. Come lay down.
Oh, you are just the fucking worst. Well, that's taken care of, I guess.
Yes.
So, Buddy gets lifted out of the window.
Mm-hmm.
And so my brother's like, hey, let's go downstairs, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Try to remove Buddy from the situation. My brother goes down the stairs. And Buddy is at the top, looking down at him. Mm-hmm. And then Buddy turns around and just bolts. And then he jumps into the window again.
Oh.
I thought border collies were supposed to be smart. And then he cries out for help again.
But he's got a smooth brain.
The smoothest.
No wrinkles or bumps.
Not even a pebble.
Yeah.
So my brother helps him out again. And this time is smart enough to close the goddamn door.
Yeah.
So that's... I just imagine like me coming home and hearing Buddy barking. And I look up and he's just dangling out the window.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen the video of some dog that got on the roof somehow?
I believe so. That sounds familiar.
And the owner is like, insert name here. How the fuck did you get up there?
I think so, yeah.
I think it was like Frank or something.
I don't know.
But it was like a lab or a German Shepherd, something.
Yeah.
So. And that's what I would imagine my reaction would be.
Yeah.
So, Buddy's not allowed upstairs near open windows anymore.
Yeah.
Thankfully, he was able to stand. At least his front legs were able to stand.
Mm-hmm.
On like this awning, this metallic awning thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it would have supported his entire weight.
Oh, yeah? Probably not.
Because my house is old, as you know.
Yeah.
It was built back in the 70s, actually.
Oh.
So, it's fairly old.
Yeah.
It's a wee old.
Yeah.
So, any more Red Shoe stories?
Not really off the top of my head. No, not really. She's really meek and timid and doesn't do a whole lot. She don't get up to much mischief.
Let's see. Do I have any fun stories about Taco that I haven't gone into? One time he pissed on a police car.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. The cop was pulled over for some reason, and we were walking. And Taco decided that was the perfect spot to just fucking empty his bladder all over the front of this fucking cop's tire. And so the cop gets out, and he looks at me, and I'm like, I can't control where he pisses. You know, like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
And he goes, he's only pissing there because my dog pissed there.
Oh, I see.
And we both kind of chuckled about it, and he was like, you be safe, and I was like, you too. So it was a nice little wholesome moment.
Yeah.
With a Twin PD officer, mind you.
Mm.
Which does not happen all that often.
Yeah.
So, that's the time that Taco vandalized a police car.
Oh, wow.
With his unique spray paint.
His unique spray paint. Okay.
Wait, so technically, Taco owns a police car.
Only in his mind.
Which means I own a police car.
No.
That's how that works, right?
No.
Do you think someone has ever stolen a police car for the sole reason that their dog pissed on it, so therefore they believed it was theirs?
Maybe if they were drunk and they pissed on it.
No, their dog.
No, I don't think so.
My dog don't got no thumbs. I'm chauffeur.
Yeah.
Emphasis on fur.
Ha ha ha, funny.
I'm his chauffeur.
Get it? 'Cause dog.
So. Oh, so one time, and I don't know if I've told you this story.
Mm-hmm.
Back in my paranormal investigation days, I used to take Taco with us. Because he had separation anxiety and couldn't be left alone at the time. So, he jumps down off of this bridge, okay?
Okay.
And this bridge is decommissioned. It's only half of a bridge, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And he jumps down. But the way he lands, he hits a rock between his legs.
Oh.
And I was just like, luckily you don't got balls, bud.
Yeah.
And this is the middle of the night in the middle of buttfuck nowhere.
Yeah.
So, that would have been interesting. So, I think that's all that I got. Other than Buddy, digging out from underneath the fence.
Yeah. So Trump
and having a skunk girlfriend.
Oh. Dog I had previously, his name's Tanner. He had a skunk girlfriend. Skunk. Trump's criminal proceedings started today.
Really?
Yeah. And
for the fraud?
Hush money.
Okay.
It's related to the fraud. But apparently he's so low on cash that whatever the fuck keeps his hair together and his spray tan is running out. Because the last 3 or 4 times he's been on television or like being talked to on the news or whatever, he's been very, very pale and his hair looks like a rat's nest. I mean, more so than it usually does. So that's pretty funny.
It is. That honestly is. Did you hear about what happened near Maverick recently?
No.
On Saturday night?
No.
So, Saturday night at about 11:30, there was a truck pulled over. And there wasn't just 1 or 2 cops. There was 3 local PD and a sheriff.
Maverick, by the way, is a very popular local convenience store.
Gas station
Convenience store place.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the sheriff had a canine. Bork, bork, nom, nom.
Yes.
So, and they had someone cuffed. Oh, and then there was an ambulance there too.
Oh.
But the ambulance showed up later. So I think they had to get a blood sample because it was like a DUI or something. But I know for a fact they got either drugs or drug paraphernalia.
Yeah.
Because they put it on the fucking hood of the truck.
I see.
While they were searching it.
Very good.
So. And rumor has it that the truck was stolen as well. Whether that's confirmed or denied, I don't know. So. But, yeah, don't do drugs. Or if you do, share with me.
Yeah.
Don't really. No.
Okay. Well, that's pretty much all we have for today. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and not ladies or not gentlemen, for joining.
Thank you to all the rough guys watching.
Okay.
That would be the opposite of gentlemen, wouldn't it?
Ungentlemen.
Rough guys.
Roughman.
Ooga booga.
Unga boonga.
Unga bunga. Unga bunga.
Please like and share and comment what you want us to talk about next time. We are always up for suggestions.
Whether it be taboo, political, unicornist.
Unicornist?
Bullshitist. I think there was just lightning behind my head.
It's good enough weather for that.
I saw the flash reflect on the window.
Yeah.
Or on the wall.
If not next episode, then the episode after that, I actually do want to put together something that the topic is mine, because almost all of the episodes, 90% of the topics have been yours. So,
yeah, but that's because you're always like, do you have anything? And I'm like, well, I guess I do. So that's kind of on you, my guy.
Yeah, I guess.
You never walk up to me and be like, I have a great idea.
Okay. So, legitimately, join us next time. Oh, also, make sure to join the Patreon. For only $2 a month, you get your name in the credits of each episode, after, like each episode that airs before, after, fuck. Your name will be in the credits after some episodes. All episodes going forward after you pledge that amount of money. And for, I think it was, was it 10?
No, you, not pledge, share the wealth.
Yes, redistribute the wealth. That is the primo supporter. For if you want to be a nuclear supporter, which is, I believe it was $10. You get one, at the very least, could be more, but at the very least, one extra episode per month on the Patreon. Right now, we have one scrapped episode that will not see the light of day on YouTube. If as soon as the first person redistributes the wealth with the nuclear support, that will be up on the Patreon. But other than that, join us next time when we talk about Scientology.
Ooh, I'm actually very excited for